This view from Mount Holyoke is one of many we'll see on today's hike. Thanks for joining me today. I think you'll really enjoy this video. Good morning, we're on the New England Trail. Today we're going to cover section 7 of the Metacomet Monadnock Trail. We're starting here and working our way east across the Holyoke Range. Here's the Mount Holyoke College camp. Alright, about a quarter of a mile into the hike, we've reached the junction of the New England Trail and the Dry Brook Trail. We're going to take the New England Trail to the Summit House, 1.3 miles. Well, only 3/10 of a mile. We're starting to get some views of the Connecticut River off to our left. And Mount Tom Park. Alright, looking west now, we can see in the foreground the Connecticut River and the flats. Above that is Mount Monadnock, which we hiked in a previous hike, and way off in the distance, the summit with the most radio towers is Mount Tom. Looking south along the Connecticut River, Mount Tom is off to our right, the city of Holyoke, and I believe that's maybe even Springfield that we can see in the distance. About 8/10 of a mile into the hike, looking down on the Connecticut River. Over there you can see the oxbow. One 1.4 miles into the hike, we're coming to some kind of I would say it's a foundation. Starting to see our first glimpse of the Summit House. Come off the summit, Holyoke Mountain summit, and we're down in Taylor's Notch, which is where the auto road passes through. We're heading towards, we're following the trail through the Seven Sisters, and the Notch Visitor Center is 4.1 miles that away. Okay, we've just come down Mount Holyoke in the foreground, hiked down into Taylor Notch, and we've come back up the next hill. If you look further down, you can see the Mount Tom range, and the last hill in that range is Mount Tom. The first hill, which I'm not sure you can see, is Mount Monadnock. Connecticut River is also down there in the south. We're 4 miles into the hike. We reached an unnamed summit that's, I think, 919 feet tall. Just for perspective, Mount Holyoke was 947 if I remember correctly. Miles into the hike, there's a small side trail that brings us to an area that's semi-clear. Looking off in the distance there, you can see the Mount Tom range. We've been hiking over the Seven Sisters over here. Looking down around this way, I think that's Mount Monadnock. 5 miles into the hike, we hit Parker Road, which is a dirt road through a notch. We're gonna take leave of this shortly and head straight up Mount Hitchcock, which should be interesting. That's pretty steep. Let you know how it goes. Just finished climbing Mount Hitchcock. Very steep, loose, coming up it from the west towards the east. We reached the summit almost, but there's this beautiful view on the south side where you can see Connecticut River. I believe that's Northampton, and we're looking back at the Seven Sisters. We have hiked this ridge as far as we can see. We have already hiked that today. We're about 5.7 miles into the hike, and this is the reward for coming up Mount Hitchcock. Not complaining one bit about this view. We've come over the top of Mount Hitchcock, which I didn't film because there were folks having their snack on the piers for the fire tower that once stood up there. We're hiking up Bare Mountain. Bare Mountain has some radio towers on there according to the map. And these conduits must be electrical stuff going up there, I guess. Kind of buried along the trail here. And it pops in and out of the ground from time to time. We're at the summit of Bare Mountain. Looks like there's views almost 360 degrees. So we're looking south from Bare Mountain, B-A-R-E. And we can see the Mount Tom range over there, Connecticut River, probably Holyoke down there. The summit of Bare Mountain is pretty crowded, so I had to find a place where I could actually talk to the camera. But we're taking a look at Mount Monadnock, looking east of Bare Mountain. It's going to be a pretty steep descent going down. That'll bring us down into the visitor center. There are numerous views. I would say there's east, south, and north views from up top here. Very nice. It's obviously a popular spot because it's close to the visitor center, but I'm sure it's a pretty good hike to get up here. All right, let's head on down into the notch. 7.5 miles into the hike. We just crossed Route 116. Moving trail, we're at the Mount Holyoke Range State Park, the Notch Visitor Center. Alright, so we can see we started Old Mountain Road, hiked up Mount Holyoke, hiked over the Seven Sisters, landed on Mount Hitchcock, and we went to Bare Mountain, and now we're down in the Notch, where the Notch Visitor Center is. Next up would be Mount Monadnock. Have not decided whether I'm doing that yet. Got to see what my options are. The State Visitor Center has bathrooms, and you can fill up your water, a little information as well. All right, we're at the State Park Notch Visitor Center, and it's about 5.4 miles to the next road, and that's not in the cards for today.
I ended up taking an Uber back to my car parked at Mountain Road. Thanks for coming along with me today, and I'll see you out here on the next adventure.